What's going on, fight fans? This is Capital Combat. The name says it all. I'm Rob Jarrell, and this is the preview to tomorrow's World Boxing Super Series Bantamweight Finale Championship for the Muhammad Ali Trophy that's featuring Japan's own Naoya Monster Inoue versus the Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire, that's going down tomorrow. And what we have now is a pretty good scrap going down between an up-and-coming pound-for-pound type fighter in Monster Inoue going against a Filipino legend, a guy who's pretty much a lock for the Hall of Fame, who has seen almost a who's who of anyone from 118 to 126 pounds going down tomorrow. So let's get it started. So to start off, Nonito Donaire has the WBA Super World Bantamweight title, while Inoue has the IBF, and I'm looking at it on my phone because I have a bad memory. But the international, the IBF bantamweight title. So this is an interesting matchup because in this fight, unlike his fights at 122 and 126, Nonito Donaire is going to be the bigger guy. I think he has about a 1 or 2 inch height advantage over Monster Inoue, and he has about a 1 or 2 inch reach advantage over Inoue, but he's 36 and Inoue is 26. Nonito Donaire has been in wars while Inoue has not had as many fights. You're talking about 45 fights for Donaire, you're talking about 18 fights for Inoue. So Nonito Donaire being older, a little bit more worn. He's been knocked out once, if I'm not mistaken, and other times the fights that he's lost, people have been able to put hands on him. While Naoya Inoue has been hit before, he's shown a durable chin, and he has an offensive repertoire that can really put someone on their back foot and put someone out. He's 18-0 with 16 knockouts, which is one of the higher knockout percentages in boxing right now, up there with Deontay Wilder, Artur Beterbiev, and it used to be Triple G, but not quite the same. But again, that's neither here nor there. Now in this fight, we're going to be looking for Inoue, who is athletic, he's young, he's fresher, and he hits hard. And I'm talking about, it almost feels like every punch he throws has something on it. Similar to Artur Beterbiev, who it's almost like they don't know how to set up and throw touch shots. Everything they punch has some mustard on it. And that can spell doom for a guy who cannot defend himself properly. And not only does he hit hard, but Inoue is explosive, he's fast, he's got good timing, and he's got great placement on his punches, especially to the body, which he specialized at. If you watch the fight with Antonio Nieves, he definitely put some water in the basement, to quote Teddy Atlas. And for a guy as tough and defensively responsible as Nieves, it's almost like there was nothing he could do. Not only was that pressure coming from Inoue where he would move forward, but those heavy shots really took its toll on Nieves throughout the first half of the fight. You can see the same thing in his fight with Rodriguez. Those punches downstairs did quite a bit. Matter of fact, he knocked him out with a body shot. He knocked him out with a body shot, but he actually knocked him twice with a body shot. Whereas Nonito Donaire hits hard, but sometimes I think he falls in love with his power he has when he was just knocking guys out. And keep in mind that this guy was knocking guys out with year-round PD testing. So not only has he been a great fighter for a long time, but he's been clean, so there's no doubts in his fairness and what he brings to the matchup. Both of them have really good jabs, but Inoue has a much stiffer jab, a much quicker jab, and it really sets up the rest of his offense. What he will do is he will throw small feints. Because they're both orthodox fighters, he's going to be more committed to throwing a stiff jab. But the stiff jab is one at a time. He doesn't throw more than one. Touch him up, try to break it, try to break it. But then what he'll do is he'll jab, 1, 2. It's not necessarily going to get his opponent out of there, which he can, because if you watch the fight that he had with Payano, he got him out of there. But it's really to lull him into looking for that 1-2. So what he does is he puts the jab out there, puts the jab out there, puts the jab out there, 1-2, but then comes back with the 2-3, then 2-3, 2 to the body, because he loves to drop that short right uppercut to the body, which it can stun his opponent, it can get him out of there. Not only that, but he does good with throwing a body, not a body, a body hook, left hook, which he does very well, but he likes to lead with that left hook. Now, he can throw 2 hard hooks upstairs into the body or to the body and upstairs, but I think he likes to throw it upstairs, then to the body, then come down with the right. And it's mostly like that. He can be caught following his opponent around and just really winging those shots. And a lot of the times they're very wide. And Nonito Donaire could possibly take advantage of that, because when Inoue throws, you can open him up if you can make him reach with that jab. What I've noticed in the Rodriguez fight is that Rodriguez did land with the left hook quite a bit. Well, quite a bit for him when he wasn't being overwhelmed with offense. But when he opened up and somewhat punched with Inoue, or just kind of stepped and threw the left hook, it would get there. And we know that Nonito Donaire has a very good left hook. He throws well to the body, but I think he can catch Inoue upstairs with that left hook. Now, will it do anything? That remains to be seen, because Nonito Donaire is getting to that point where he's getting a little long in the tooth. He's older. This is probably his last biggest fight of his career. And hopefully at this point, if he wins, lose, draw, he goes out on a high note, because at this point he's just going to be starting to fight younger and younger and younger fighters. And Nonito Donaire, kind of like Manny Pacquiao, has a bouncy style. When he's not having to walk his opponent down, which he can, when he's not having to walk his opponent down, when he's on his toes, moving around, kind of getting in and out, that's when he's at his best. But at this point, it remains to be seen if he can do that over the course of 12 rounds while dealing with the offensive dynamic output of an Inoue, warding off those hard shots, making them miss. And that's going to be really important in this fight, is making Inoue miss, making him pay from those misses, and getting out of the way. Because Inoue, even though he's not technically a brawler, he's going to look to return those shots, and he returns them very quick. So even though you may hit him or punch with him and maybe beat him to the punch, there's something coming back to you immediately. There's not one fighter I've seen in the last 4 or 5 fights that is just getting away with getting their offense on and having Inoue not responding. But what I've also noticed, Inoue will prefer to have a nice tight defense and keep that right hand up when he's not punching. A lot of the times he kind of moves and keeps that up. Not to saying that he can't go in and out, but he's not a guy that's really dynamic and defensively and really has a whole lot of head movement. He'd rather keep his hands up and stay in position to return fire or set up his power shots, which, again, like I said, almost every punch he throws is a power shot. And just look out for that right uppercut to the breadbasket. I mean, if the left is going to do what it does, if he can do what he did to Antonio Nieves, throw the right and come straight back with the left, getting Nonito Donaire to turn the block, he might be able to get him out of there with a body shot. But I think look for the right uppercut to the body. Nonito Donaire, on the other hand, again, like I said, he's got to step away, make a miss, return fire, then get back out of the way. He's got to be on his toes this whole fight, because what I've noticed, guys will back up, but they wouldn't really make him miss. They would just kind of run away and let Inoue come forward as much as he wants. Whereas, Donaire needs to half step, left, right, miss, boom, 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 out of the way. Stay on your toes, keep it moving. You're the bigger man. But just because you're the bigger man, you don't have to take unnecessary punishment throughout this fight, because he specializes at dealing out heavy punishment. To be honest, because Donaire's older, he's going to have to put on a career best show to win this fight. Because to be honest, I really don't see Donaire winning this fight. I think he has enough moxie to possibly get to the final bell, but I'm actually looking for any way to stop him some kind of way within 8 to 9 rounds. I'm giving Donaire some respect just because he is he is very intelligent. He is very tough. It took a lot for Walters to knock him out, whereas Rigondeaux couldn't knock him out. Magdaleno couldn't knock him out. Ryan Burnett was not going to knock him out. So I try to give some fighters of his caliber that respect to weather the storm as long as they can. But we know Inoue he'll try to get you out in those first 4 rounds. He does not mess around. That's all I got for you today. Who's going to win? We're going to have the possible, more than likely, first ballot future Hall of Famer, Nonito Donaire, taking it in a career best win to end his career, or will Monster Inoue continue to just bulldoze his opponents and take out Nonito Donaire, putting another notch on his already impressive resume? That's all I got for you today. As I say one more time, tell us what you think. Hit us up in the comment section down below. Hit us up on social media at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Email us at capitalcombat@gmail.com. Like, share, and subscribe. Please do that if you made it this far. Share with your friends. Get them to subscribe, because we want to be able to bring you as much content as possible. And until next time, fight on.